long.
Thanks, Alyssa. The guy that Cal was talking to, Jonas Adu, played for Tennessee and won here. That was during his address to the team last night. Now we're ready for the tip of our Sonic blockbuster matchup, Arkansas and Kentucky. This crowd has been on its feet for 30-plus minutes, and it's controlled by the former Wildcat, Ivisic, and now Wagner. And wanted to go to a lob, it wasn't available. What a huge shot that could be for Nelly Davis as he knocks it down, and Arkansas has got a 3-0 lead against the Kentucky lineup that's a lot bigger with that guy handling the ball. Jackson Robinson. Lamont Butler is out. Davis deflects that pass away, and it's regained by Kentucky. Robinson will fire. It's good. And he's shooting threes like most guys shoot layups right now.
Robinson is making over 4 threes per game over the last 5 games. An elite shooter.
Ivisic will launch a high arcing 3. They're 2 for 2, and it's 6-3 early.
Ravi, that is huge. Arkansas comes in SEC play making fewer than 6 threes per game at 24%. Not a great shooting team, but man, what a great start for the Hogs.
Maybe Cal's looseness helped get Arkansas into that mode before this game started. Almanor picked up his dribble. He's hounded by Wagner over there. Finally gets rid of it. Loose ball. Turnover. Arkansas has it.
Yeah, Arkansas very, very physical defensively, blowing up that zoom action by Kentucky.
Davis all the way, and he had a layup that felt uncontested, but Owe came from behind to deflect it. And now he goes right by Ivisic and lays it up and in.
He is an absolute force, Otega Owe, in that open floor. And Arkansas doesn't build a wall, and Otega makes him pay.
They want to drive it. Wagner had it deflect off of his foot. Kentucky basketball.
Remember Big Z, his first appearance as the Kentucky Wildcat was probably his best 10 minutes. And now he's in an Arkansas uniform, but his ability to stretch you out and make threes, a big part of Arkansas's offense, I think, tonight on the road. And there's the physical force drive of Owe.
Andrew Carr should be available tonight. He's practiced in full the last couple of days. Another three-point shooter is Brea. And man, how wide are these rims right now?
Brea, though, is a no-mistake guy if you're Arkansas. You cannot go under. You cannot get clipped. If you switch, you better switch high, or he'll make you pay.
Kentucky 3 of 3 from the floor. Thero will fire. He knocks it down. Man, oh man, what a big smile on a new Thero's face. Williams, a ball-handling center. It's hard, man. He doesn't see many guys taller than he is on defense, and Ivisic has an inch or 2 on him. Backs him down, will go to his left, throw him down, and no foul call. That's 2 for Amari Williams.
That is just strength, absolutely pounding length by Williams. Can Kentucky keep Arkansas out of the paint? Mark Pope talked about it yesterday and today at length.
Ivisic will launch another high-arcing 3, no good. Thero, who's terrific on the glass, was boxed out. Here's Kentucky with a 1-point lead. And Owe, with a left hand, what a shot.
How good is he at changing speeds in transition? That was spectacular.
What a start for Kentucky shooting. Nelly Davis, no, too strong, and Arkansas, after that red-hot start, cooled off here a little bit. Kentucky, 5 of 5 from the floor.
In a game like this, you wonder who's going to settle in first. Both teams have settled in really well the first 4 minutes.
Almanor counted! 6 for 6 to start. This crowd, Jimmy, is off. Knox will try. He gets one to silence him a little bit.
We may need to check the size of the rims. You're exactly right, man. Arkansas shooting lights out, trying to match Kentucky in a horse contest to start this game.
Arkansas has 4 3-point field goals. Kentucky, 3 of them. Oweh absorbed the contact, and he could not convert. Knox kicks. Nelly, no good. A wide open 3. Stolen by Firo. Blocked by Williams.
What a play by Williams.
Oweh. Good tip out there. Almanor. Brea. No good. A frenetic, frantic pace to get things rolling here at Rupp.
Yes, and Cal motioning to his guys, slow this thing down. We got to grind it out some, and this is their first grinded out possession with a play call to take time off this clock and make Kentucky work.
They want to penetrate the paint. Here comes Wagner. He does so. Reverse blocked again by Williams. And watch the big fellow run it. Robinson. Count it!
I think Cal might need to get a timeout.
And this place will go off.
Both teams are playing with their hair on fire. A lot of energy, a lot of fight. But the shooting ability of Kentucky, if you make a mistake, they will make you pay. And it's multiple guys. There's that strength I'm talking about by Williams. What a force he's been around the rim on both ends. And that drive by Otega-Oweh, setting the rules of the game, Kentucky early. We're going to be physical with our drives. We're going to knock down open threes. Forces Cal as he returns at
Vice TV. Remember last year, as you see Cal and his numbers, 234 wins in Rupp. Most all times. Kentucky under Cal was 15-5. They were a number 3 seed in the tournament. They had Shepard and Dillingham drafted. And then it went south with an early exit in March, and he was gone to Arkansas.
But John Calipari still is ridiculously high on the celebrity level in terms of college basketball head coaches, if not number 1 in that slot.
Robinson thought about it after a good drive by Knox coming out of that timeout. But there was some pressure at the rim from Brea.
Arkansas has to slow this game down and do it with their defense. Put Kentucky in some long offensive possessions.
Oweh switch by Trevin Brazil, who's into the game, and there's a foul underneath offensively on Garrison. Big number 10 into the game for Kentucky.
That's Arkansas's best defensive possession of the game. They switched out high. They stayed in front of the ball. Very good job of getting into a rotation and out of a rotation by Arkansas.
They boo Wagner, a former Wildcat, as he dribbles the ball up. Davis decides he drives, then he kicks to Brazil. That's off. How about Knox hustle for the rebound offensively? What did Mark Pope tell us during the shoot-around? Biggest priority, the glass.
Yeah, he called this a rim game. What do we do at the rim on both ends?
Arkansas starting to show some of their colors that have hurt them early this year. Off to that 1-6 start in conference, missing shots. Bad pass, and it's a turnover. Brazil, pretty play at the rim to finish.
And remember, Lamont Butler not available tonight for Kentucky, so they're without their starting point guard. Multiple guys have to get Kentucky into their offense.
Brazil has scored in double figures 3 games in a row. And Cal had alluded to him as one of the best players in the country when he's playing his best. Oweh probing. And with 5 on the shot clock, Almanor hands it to Brea. Difficult 3-ball. That's too strong. And great hustle by Knox, who's gone after a couple of 50-50 balls and one.
Yeah, he has been right in the middle of the traffic, has he not?
Davis fires, sets straight on, and finds the bottom.
That's good action. And Kentucky and Arkansas had a middle ball screen up top, but that was just smoke. So they're setting a staggered screen for Nelly to get to that elbow pull-up jump shot. Really well done.
4-0 run here as Robinson got bumped by Wagner. He beat him. And Wagner fouled him, and that'll be 2 free throws. Jimmy, coming up next, and what a day of college basketball. How about Gonzaga? They will square off against St. Mary's. The Gales lead the West Coast Conference by 2 over the Bulldogs. They've won 2 of their last 3. And that game comes up right as we are done, 11 Eastern time on ESPN. A whole bunch of surprises today, especially in the SEC. Well, Missouri and the spanking they put on Mississippi State.
Well, Caleb Grill from Missouri is the best shooter in college basketball right now. And right behind him is this kid, Jackson Robinson, percentage-wise.
Adam, heads up, Adam.
Ooh. It is a full contact game for anyone in Rupp Arena tonight.
If you remember Knox get out of the game, Jimmy, Richmond will come in, as will Jonas Adu, the former Tennessee Vol, who's coming off of a poor game against Oklahoma. In 9 minutes, he didn't have a field goal. He had 1 rebound. He didn't score. They need more out of number 9 in red. They made 3 of their first 4, and they've made 3 of their last 11. Pull-up 2 is a good shot by the lefty Richmond, a freshman out of Memphis at 6'5", 205.
What did Arkansas do? They got the ball to the 4th side of the floor. Again, making Kentucky work on defense.
One of the 5-star recruits that Cal brought to Arkansas the same way he once drew up the blueprint here in Kentucky. Whoa! Richmond knocked down that hammer and then went down.
You cannot blow up a DHO any better than what Richmond just did, and he just took it about 75 feet. What a fight back by Arkansas after that timeout by Calipari.
All right, at 20, Perry into the paint. Carr into the game for the first time. Great bounce pass there by Garrison to Brea. What a pass by Brandon Garrison.
Garrison, Williams, they are the trigger guys a lot of times in that 5-out offense by Kentucky. They are terrific passers with pressure on them.
Wagner will launch a 3 that's off. And Carr rips down the rebound.
That's the shot Kentucky wants Wagner to take.
Perry, a blow-by of Brazil. No foul called. And here's Richmond trying to push. Attacking Carr, he goes down. There will be a foul. And Big Blue Nation is up and pointing at the official, Jimmy. That's Vladimir Boyard Tadal who's hearing it right now.
Yeah, what an atmosphere and what a game so far. Richmond just does an outstanding job, Ravi, blowing up action by Kentucky and then taking it with force. Man, what an athlete. Something Mark Pope talked to his guys about. The individual talent of Arkansas is still big time. And a tremendous 2 years prior to him coming in here. And not only got him off the mat, won a national championship, 37 weeks ranked as the #1 team, 7 Elite Eights. All the lottery picks, all the great memories he talked about with me last night right here in Rupp, some of his fondest memories of his coaching career. And in time, Ravi, his name is going to hang from the rafters in Rupp Arena. Not tonight. He's an opposing team of a rivalry team in the SEC.
One of the things in the Kentucky huddle that coaches were just emphasizing to the team guys, a little more physicality on defense, saying get into their bodies. A hand up is not enough. Get into their bodies and block. Coach Pope also some chatter with the officials for some foul calls or maybe lack thereof. Something to keep an eye on.
All right, Alyssa Lang, thank you very much. Williams and Carr, they go with the 2 bigs and they try to get it down low. Nice read by Brazil.
Really good ball pressure up top by Arkansas.
Davis, bad pass there. Here comes Amari leading the break again. He's got Perry who'll pull up for a contested 3 and bury it.
He actually signed with John Calipari, but did not follow Cal to Fayetteville. Stayed right here. A Kentucky kid wanting to wear that Kentucky uniform.
Out of Eddyville, Kentucky, Travis Perry, a good 3-point shooter. He's now got 5 in 12 attempts in conference play. Richmond. That's no good, and Adu boxed out. The style of play for Kentucky is everybody passes, everybody shoots, including that guy right there who's into the game, Colin Chandler, a Utah kid who followed Pope after he was at BYU. Pretty play, Oweh, denied there by Adu, and they want to run it. Here comes Richmond, aggressive driver. Wagner, no good. Brazil, big rebound, and they're going to get him with a push.
Now, Kentucky's off to a hot shooting start from that three-point line. They flood the floor, Ravi, with speed and with shooters, and they are so good and disciplined at running to that slot 45, whether it's Robinson, Brea, Perry. Great discipline in their offensive push.
They're shooting 60% from the floor, 9 of 15, and 80%. They've made 4 of their 5 three-point field goals. It's a team that scores 85 a game, but as Jimmy said, 95 at home.
And because of that, Arkansas has to keep this game in the mud as much as possible. Slow that thing down, grind it out, be there with 4 or 5 minutes to go, and put pressure on Kentucky.
Yeah, Perry, I thought he was going to get away with a very lazy pass. He doesn't. Here comes Thero. Oh, Williams with a great block and an awkward land by Thero, who then gets up, and they are going to get the foul on the arm. Boy, you knew when Thero had it, he was going to the rack.
Well, he is an agile torpedo going downhill. Talking about 3 in Arkansas red. And, man, his development under Calipari as a freshman, I wasn't sure he'd ever play at this level. His body has grown. His game has grown. He's a legit three-point shot away from being a lottery pick. He may be one anyways. That's how good of an athlete he is.
Such a good point. He's having a monster year. He is second in the SEC in field goal percentage. And, again, different role. He's really looked at as the guy right now on Arkansas. But last year in Kentucky, just over 2 points. This year, his scoring is up by a bunch. Adu Thero, 13 points per game on the season.
Arkansas has only gone over 71 time in conference play. They've got to keep the game choked down. And Kentucky knows it as well. They're trying to speed it up as much as Arkansas is trying to slow it down.
Chandler by Wagner, uses his body, then gets Ivisic right in his face. They have plenty of time, still 10 on the shot clock. Williams with a mismatch, drives against Knox and lays it up and in.
Just way too strong. Amari Williams so far. Arkansas is running selectively. I like it when they have the numbers, the speed to go fast, but then choke it down right now in this half court. Make Kentucky guard and prove they want to do it.
Now Thero is driving again, and he will draw the foul. That's going to be on Almanor. Boy, you listen to Mark Pope talk about Adu Thero, athletic, physical, maybe the fastest guy his size in the country.
Well, multiple guys for Kentucky are a hard cover when they get isolated. And Amari Williams in the middle third of the floor as a 6'11" point guard, tough to cover.
So sorry about this. How are you holding up?
Not good, Mark. Beast move! I did not expect that.
Love Hurts. Rated R. Only in theaters Friday.
Let's start the bidding at $5 million. Thank you, sir.
These people of privilege hoarding the financial advantages for far too long.
0.5 at the back.
Look at them, unaware that Robin Hood Gold members now enjoy the VIP treatment.
$10 million on the
A 3% IRA match on retirement contributions.
$11 million, sir.
Once they discover their privileges are no longer exclusive, their fragile reality will plunge into disarray.
We know this about Kentucky. They come in making 11 threes a game at 41% in their 7 SEC games so far. Well, tonight, 4 different guys have made a 3, 5 total for Kentucky. Because of that number, Ravi, you have to be urgent on your closeouts. If you play gap coverage, you got to recover the shooters quickly. You got to have a higher than normal pickup point in transition because they shoot it quickly off the bounce on that initial push, and you cannot go under screens on these Kentucky shooters.
One of the things that the Arkansas huddle was just focusing on, guys, is how they've adjusted to defending Kentucky's 3-ball. That's something that Coach Cal talked to us about earlier today at shoot-around. And one of the things that they hammered home was no uncontested threes. He likes the improvement in that from the beginning of this game to the end as we see Adu Thero here at the free throw line. That was another element of their conversation just now, telling Adu, don't worry about getting fouled. Just drive the basket. I want you to be aggressive. Something that Cal has been happy about Adu's performance so far.
Yeah, for sure. The other word was fearlessness.
Yeah.
Play, and I'll coach with fearlessness. As Thero makes both, he now is leading the team in scoring with 7. It's a 2-point ball game. And again, the atmosphere from noon today outside to what happened inside. The mix of boos and cheers for Calipari's led to an incredibly entertaining first half. And Jackson Robinson is unconscious from 3.
Again, but that is a mistake. It's a small mistake, but great shooters make you pay big, and that's what Robinson is.
Thero will try to drive again, and he does, and he gets it up and in with the left. And boy, he comes out of that, Jimmy, with a smile each time.
Yeah, he's just a physical force, Thero, going downhill, and you got to get body on body early with him in the drive, not late.
For Robinson against Tennessee, appeared to tweak his left hamstring a little bit. Hasn't been a problem this week in practice, and certainly not affecting his shooting tonight, where he's made all 3 of his 3-point field goal attempts. Brea's turn, that's short. Thero skied with Ivisic for the rebound.
Arkansas 1-6. They are the underdog. Kentucky a 10-point favorite. Cal told his guys, just give me a chance at the end. Man, so far this first half, they've done well. Look at this cat.
Thero developing in front of our eyes with another left. 1-point ball game. They're doing it without Boogie Fland. Remember, we talked about Lamont Butler. No Boogie Fland. Lost after having thumb surgery. Good backdoor move by Robinson. He can't get it to go. And they'll run it out to Knox. Touchdown pass from Richmond.
How good has Arkansas been reading the floor? When they have the numbers, bam, they are gone, man. They are sprinting down this floor. When it's not there, they're grinding in the half court, and you look up, Cal's bunch is up 1. With a jump hook with a left ball. Man, that is spectacular. And on the other end, Arkansas, they ripped that ball off the defensive glass, and they're getting down the floor, just outrunning Kentucky in transition.
How about Richmond, the lefty, throwing the touchdown pass with his right hand? Yeah, I like that a lot. And to your point on Thero, he has scored, Jimmy, 8 of the last 10 for Arkansas. So Pope called a timeout. Perry back in. So is Carr. He's there with Owe, Garrison, and Brea. They get it deep to Carr. Ivisic may have affected that. And a rebound, Arkansas.
Ravi, listen to Rupp. I mean, it's a 180-degree difference of what it was when this game started.
And it's going to get quieter after Nelly Davis knocks in a 3 to lead by 4.
The longer this goes, the more pressure mounts on Kentucky. I'm just telling you.
Oh, a baseline. That's going to be a whistle and a basket. Wow. He and Thero can absorb and then finish.
Well, he is your pressure release if you're Kentucky in this game. He comes in 7 free throw attempts per game because of this right here. The physicality, the ball protection. He doesn't turn it over in contact and in traffic. Got a tight handle for a physical kid. He just goes right into the chest. 2 big bodies with a rim collision, and Owe wins it.
Sure does. 6'4", chiseled, 195 pounds out of Newark, New Jersey. The Oklahoma transfer. And Otega Owe misses the free throw. He's been in double figures in every game that he has played for Kentucky this year.
And Cal with another play call. Expect this possession for Arkansas to get to single digits.
Wagner, Ivisic, the roll 3. Yes.
Got to shoot that right wide open, a pick and pop threat like that. That's a mistake by Kentucky. Big Z is a no mistake guy, just like Brea and Robinson are for Kentucky.
Watch it, Williams took advantage of it. They will call it the basket. The mistake was Ivisic at the top as he went for the steal, and Williams went straight up the runway.
You do not want to gamble against this guy. I mean, a lot of post players you can gamble because if you miss, they're not a threat to put it on the floor. He brings it from 40 feet. And the contact was on the ground. And this is right there's the foul. And he takes another step. Could be called continuation. I like that going forward in college basketball.
Yeah, you made that point this week. We saw the Tennessee game where they had that call out top on Ziegler.
That was the argument by Cal. But, man, I love this This guy in the middle third of the floor, he is so unique, Ravi, as you look across the college basketball landscape. For a kid his size, operating in the middle third, pounding that rim.
Daly got all over Nellie Davis, who kind of flew into the paint while the ball was being released. And Williams has a unique release in that he hesitates at the top for a second. So he gets another chance, and that's a free point that Nellie Davis just gave to Kentucky.
Boy, can you keep Wagner out of the paint? Travis Perry right now with that assignment.
He got Carr on him, and he ate him up and kept it in bounds. Carr down to Williams. Big matchup one-on-one here with Z. Backs in, goes to his left. Gets it to go!
Why foul? I mean, if you're Arkansas, why foul? Just throw up a big 7-2 wall and make this kid finish over the top of you. The man, Amari Williams, again, in isolation basketball. Either up top off the bounce or down low, getting to his right shoulder. Yeah, this guy's a force. That's just a match that he's going to win probably 9 out of 10 times. Isolated against Big Z around that rim.
Ivicic's first foul, but they put Adu in. Williams misses the free throw. All tied 37, one of the best halves so far that Arkansas has played all year.
Yeah, but offensively, can Arkansas hang in this game and continue to score at this level? They haven't done it all year in conference play. Maybe tonight's the night.
Nelly hit 18 in his last game, one of his better shooting performances as he continues to get healthier, and he knocked down another 3.
Arkansas needs him to play like Nelly Davis, not John L. Davis.
That's right. Away, tough pass, good hands, Williams. And he flushes it right over Knox and company.
Did you see how good he was at feeling where the defensive pressure was and to spin off of it? Man, this cat's been a monster in the first half around that restricted arc.
Williams and Jackson Robinson each with 11 to lead the way. Thero short. Chance for Kentucky to regain a lead. Will Davis pull up and shoot a 3? No. Wagner penetrates and no good. Amari Williams has the last 7 points for Kentucky. Thero is guarding Williams right now. He wants the basketball. Brea will fire from long distance, and it goes over the backboard. Boy, Williams was begging for the basketball, and he didn't get it. Well, people who've got a ticket, and it's a special one tonight, have seen a phenomenal first half with each side throwing a haymaker. Nellie Williams on one side, Amari Williams on the other. Kentucky and Arkansas in Cal's return, living up to its billing. After losing by 30 to Florida, remember, earlier this year, come back and beat them by 20. Auburn keeps rolling along, and the Duke versus Carolina game wasn't much of a game.
Now, that's amazing what Tennessee did with only 7 guys. And I talked to Rick Barnes this afternoon. He said, that's maybe as proud of my team as I've ever been as the head coach at Tennessee. Because remember, Florida, we were there. They knocked Tennessee back in Gainesville by a 30-point.
Yeah, by 30. Knox just knocked the shoe off of Brea, then he missed a 3. Chandler to the hole. Adu went straight up. That was a good job defensively, and a nice job by Colin Chandler to absorb and finish.
Yeah, you've got to win those collisions at the rim in this league, and Chandler just did a nice job of it.
Really, really important last 2.5 minutes. And Arkansas, I think they got Brazil there with a screen.
I love your point, Ravi. Arkansas has played lights out. They're only down 1, trying to get to the half with 2:25 to go. Trying to keep pressure on Kentucky all the way till the end to give Cal a chance on his return to Rupp. Seems like a very important next 2 minutes for the Razorbacks.
The intensity of the game, the closeness of the game has taken away the attention that the crowd was focused on with Cal and put it squarely where it should be, on the game. Robinson red hot from the outside, drives against Wagner. He's deep. Good dump off. Garrison in traffic. Adu with a big block. Good job, Jonas Adu, playing with Ivisic on the pine.
Yeah, Garrison opened up his shoulders. It's just an easy takeaway for Adu.
Knocks the driver right into Carr. Hangs, no good. Brazil playing it from the basket while the ball is down on the floor in Brea's hands. Carr will take one and make it.
They are lethal in transition. All 5 guys are a threat.
And now the last 90 seconds, huge for Arkansas to keep it close and not waste what's been an outstanding effort against a better Kentucky team. Brazil needed it and got it.
Kentucky came in, Arkansas making fewer than 6 3-points per game in SEC play. They have made 8 in this first half in Rupp Arena.
Robinson again, he got hit. He will shoot 3. Boy, Arkansas, you could argue, lost their last game by fouling 3-point shooters in the last couple of minutes. It gave up 6 free throws. They made them all. And here they are with Wagner fouling a terrific shooter. Tomorrow afternoon on ESPN2, Hannah Hidalgo, number 3 Notre Dame. They're in Louisville. They get on to take the 14-6 Cardinals. 7-2 in conference. Irish undefeated, 8-0. Really good game. We'll start at noon Eastern. Hidalgo 30 on Thursday against Virginia Tech. And the officials say 2 or 3 on the shot. 3-point shot.
Talk about women's basketball quickly. Michaela Blakes, freshman at Vanderbilt. She said she broke a Division I true freshman scoring record on Thursday. Watching it, 53 points. 53 points for that young lady from Vanderbilt. They're ranked in the top 25. And that SEC in women's basketball just as tough it is on the men's side, right?
Yeah, and you brought up Vanderbilt. I thought we were rolling along. We got a chance to see them at home, get a big win, then they lose today rather handily. We're beaten. So it makes one 45-43, under a minute to go. Ivisic back in with 1 foul. Firo will look to drive, and he had Robinson coming over to help. Knox contested 3. Oh, what a shot! Carter Knox, the freshman out of Tampa. His brother Kevin was a freshman on that 17 Cats team, which was outstanding with P.J. Washington and SGA. Carter Knox really finding himself, averaging about 35 minutes a game the last couple. Nice shot coming up for Kentucky. Owe, Firo on him. Carr, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, fade away. No, and that's how the half will end. And what a half it was. The Arkansas Razorbacks, led by the former Kentucky coach Calipari, up
down that middle pipe. Just the strength of Williams, I'm impressed with Firo treating this game. He told me like any other game. It looks like he's handled the distractions well. The 3-point shooting is off the charts.
Yeah.
That's who Kentucky is.
Right.
That's not who Arkansas has been all year.
Yeah.
Can it continue in the second half for the Hogs?
Well, listen, Kentucky's got 20 points in the paint. Arkansas's 9-3 is a season high for them in a half. What'd you learn?
I asked Mark Pope, Ravi, what the message was at halftime. It was short and sweet. He said, we have to take care of the basketball. Had some costly turnovers in that first half. He said, also look for us to do a little bit more switching, get the transition game going a little bit more in the second half.
8 turnovers, Alyssa. Thank you for Kentucky. Only 4. And Arkansas, by the way, they had 11 assists. They had 16 in their previous 2 as we are ready for the second half of our Sonic blockbuster matchup. No one in real foul trouble. The only guy with 2 is Wagner. Robinson, a red-hot first half. He penetrates into the paint. Who's open for a 3? Owe, no good. And Firo able to tightrope that baseline and keep it in bounds. They'll boo Wagner. They booed Wagner more than the other transfers who are now with Cal at Arkansas. And alley-oop to start to Firo. Exactly how they wanted to start the game and couldn't. And there's Ivisic playing defensive back with an interception.
The 9th turnover by Kentucky with Alyssa's point from Mark Pope. They've got to take care of the basketball.
Plays out of the halftime will be scripted. We've seen one alley-oop to Firo. Next one to have him go in the paint, throw it up in the left. They're going to get Brea with a foul on the arm.
To your point about Cal scripting the first 3 plays of the game and probably the first 3 plays of the second half. This is the exact same play they opened the game with, but Kentucky sniffed it out from the opening tip. They don't do it this time, and Firo just comes off of it. Robinson gets hung up, and guys are watching while Firo's hammering on top of him.
He's already at his average in the SEC. Firo 13 points. The free throw gives him 14.
Rabbi, he has a unique game. Mark Pope told me yesterday that 31% of Firo's scoring plays, he starts off of a spot up. So he's very good off of the spot up, driving the ball, getting an angle, getting in the lane, getting downhill with force. A unique game.
Robinson went back cut, and Ivisic went soccer player, almost trying to stop it with his feet. They got a 2-on-1. Firo and Davis. He traveled, and he threw it up off the window. They didn't call the travel, and it was picked off. He was looking for the alley-oop that wasn't there. Brea, 3. Yes, it was halfway down and out. They'll slow it down and call another play. Wagner with Almanor on him, looking for somebody. Knox. Ivisic hit a few in the first half and can't get that to go. And then the point center, Williams, brings it up. Davis ran right into him as he was trying to blow up that handoff screen.
The way to defend Kentucky is to be very physical with all of their action. The dribble handoff, the zoom action, guys coming off of pin downs, and Arkansas has done a pretty good job of that, especially Wagner's ball pressure in this game, Ravi, has been a big force.
Williams down low with the left. It's unstoppable.
Yeah, Z cannot handle Amari Williams' isolation, and Mark Pope knows it. Mark Pope's a smart guy, and he gets an isolation working. He's going to go right back to it.
Ooh, the long 3, Wagner right over Almanor.
You think he can go under Wagner, an 18% shooter the last 5 or 6 games from the 3-point line? But man, he's a tough competitor.
Jackson Robinson, no good. Ivisic the rebound. Nelly Davis thought about it. Wagner behind his back, penetrates left hand, gets it to go, and the largest lead for Arkansas right now. They are up 8.
Big time Kentucky trying to down that action, and Wagner says thank you very much. And you try to take Wagner, his right hand or his left hand away, and you open up your hips, he can go right to the rim on you. And man, look at Arkansas to come interrupt right now. 1-6 and say we're here for the entire 40 minutes. You down the action, you don't come off from the corner, and Wagner gets to the far side of the rim so Williams can't get to it. And the previous possession, Wagner, you go under because you play the percentages. He's here to win a ball game tonight. Man, how about the Hogs in Lexington?
Uses all sorts of analytics and numbers. He, of course, bleeds Kentucky blue, having played on that and captained the 1995-96 national championship team.
Well, we know him well. You got to think that timeout was full of confidence and encouragement to his guys. I mean, he's a high-level thinker. He told us yesterday every game as a Kentucky Wildcat has drama and pressure. This is not new for Kentucky and Mark Pope, although they're down right now. He knows how Kentucky's supposed to play in this building especially.
He wanted to get it to Williams, Alyssa, and he missed that shot.
Jimmy, you're right. That Kentucky huddle was full of a lot of encouragement, not just from Coach Pope, but the rest of his staff as well. He wants this to be a player-driven team. So he huddles with his assistants, lets the team talk amongst themselves first. They're already setting the tone for that type of leadership before Pope even comes over and sits down. That's exactly what we saw just now.
Ivicic will fire a three, and he got it. And boy, the former Cats are hammering the current Cats.
Yeah, you're talking about Thero and Wagner, and now Big Z. He is such a pick and pop threat, and Kentucky just not locating him at all in that ball screen action.
Baseline, Williams up. No, he missed his last two. He fires, and they move it to Almanor. He hits it. He's got a chance for a 4-point play.
You cannot lose your discipline against those Kentucky three-point shooters. You mentioned it, Arkansas in their last ball game. They fouled Oklahoma back-to-back on three-point shots and literally cost them the game. And Thero, you've got to allow that shooter, man, to come down. Those feet are protected from a shooter. That's a mistake. Kentucky cuts it to 8.
We enjoy here, but that man, a legend and a hero here in Rupp Arena, and certainly what he did for Kentucky basketball.
Yeah, there's no question John Calipari will have that similar night when his name is lifted to the rafters and he's the Y in Kentucky, but man, not tonight. Man, he's the opponent. His guys have played their back tails off of 58-51 on the road. What does Kentucky have to do? They've got to dig in defensively. That has not been their strength. Kentucky came in, Ravi, number 70 in the country on the defensive end. They have got to get some back-to-back stops right now and close this gap down as Arkansas goes to their floppy action. Cal has ran this time and time again in this arena as a head coach for Kentucky.
Davis by Chandler with the left. No good. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Arkansas. Hot start to Arkansas in the second half. Jimmy now 4 of 7 from the floor. They have made 2 of 3 from 3. They have been really good from 3, shooting 66%.
In Arkansas on the road, like I said in the open, they cannot have turnovers. They only have 4 so far.
Davis, no good, tipped up. Rebound Carr, and they're going to give the 2. And Calipari, right next to Don Daly, called it goaltending on the defense, so 2 points. A 9-point Arkansas lead. They've got 1 win in conference this season. Robinson handoff. He got hit by Adu. He's got a chance for a 3-point play.
What does Mark Pope do? He calls for Jackson Robinson to get this thing kind of on a NASCAR cut, and he's coming into a turn on that dribble handoff, so he's got some momentum. And defensively, Arkansas is playing catch-up from behind. And Adu with enough contact, but Robinson with enough of a long reach. Remember, this kid's 6'6", with long arms, can finish through that contact. Really well done by Jackson Robinson.
Robinson actually started his college career at Arkansas in 21-22.
Yeah. And Cal using Nelly now as the runner in what he calls circle.
Using that big body as Thero hard, and they will get Carr with the call. Pope's hands are in the air.
Cal goes to his circle action, but when it breaks down, he's got Thero sitting right there at that left pro lane line and gets him isolated. The good thing about floppy action, or what Cal calls circle, Ravi, the floor really gets spaced. And if that initial action breaks down, you throw it to the middle third, that pipe is wide open for Thero to attack.
Tuesday night, Jimmy, SEC Network, the men's hoop doubleheader should be tremendous. Walton Clayton Jr., let's hope he's okay. Rolled his ankle today. Number 5, Florida. Hosting Edwards and Vandy. Coverage at 7 Eastern. Then Janai Broome, number 1 Auburn against Jalen Moore. And the 15-5 Sooners, who got a big win today. And Broome double-double on the season, 18 and 12. Did you see a foul there, by the way?
On this last
one? Carr, yeah.
Yeah,
you did.
I did, yeah. Enough.
Robinson in amongst 3. Carr's open in the corner, but always says, I'll Crowd is up. Pope wanted a call on that dunk.
Man, is this building intense.
Firo had to take it away. But Owe and Firo are fierce when it comes to attacking the basket. Owe. They got 10. Garrison will shoot. Throwing off the backboard.
Not the shot Kentucky wanted. Screen, re-screen action, throw back to Garrison, and he took the bait.
Wagner was 0 for 5 in the first half, and he's red hot in the second. He's made them all. DJ Wagner having a terrific second half. Chandler the pull-up. Not enough. They're going to run out. Knox throws it down. And Owe may have hurt himself trying to block that. It's Arkansas by 11. And another timeout for Kentucky.
I mean, you can feel the pressure starting to mount in Rupp Arena. Like they've had this thing circled for months. Well, here it is with 13:02 to go. DJ Wagner with 8 points all in the second half, 3 out of 3. And he's got some juice about his game as well to knock you off rhythm and to get himself open. And the throw-out ability of Arkansas in this game. They have read the floor beautifully in terms of when they have the numbers and when they don't. They have exposed Kentucky's transition defense so far in this game.
21-11 in the second half. The reason for the ovation y'all heard there had nothing to do with either team. Similar to what we saw on College Game Day where the kid made the half-court shot.
Yes.
They just ran one of those promotions, and on his last shot, one of the fans made a half-court shot.
How about this game? Like I said, you could argue it's the most anticipated game in Kentucky basketball history here in Rupp Arena. And Arkansas with an 11-point lead, under 13 to go. What's the answer for Kentucky?
It's been to get it inside to Williams. And Robinson will launch a long three. That's short, and that's going to be on Adu, who dragged Williams down. Jonas Adu, off of a game in which he had no points, tonight has no points and 3 fouls.
Yeah, such a physical game, as it should be in this league. I mean, I said it Tuesday night. The SEC is the second most athletic league in the world behind the NBA. More athletic than the Euro League, which is more skilled, but it's not more athletic. And this league is physical, and it's being officiated this year as a physical league. They're actually calling 3% more fouls than they did a year ago. It will be back-to-back years that the SEC has led the country in fouls called and free throw attempts.
That's like the officials, Jimmy, are going over there to see if Adu hit.
It's a common foul. That play's under review.
Could be looking for a clamp and hold, maybe, yeah, right? Did he clamp down is what they'll be looking at.
Possibility of the hook and hold right there. Got a good look at Adu here. It almost looked a little bit more like a shirt, and I'm pulling you down like a tackle.
Yeah, I don't see the clamp that normally they look for. Two guys physically get tangled up, and I don't know. I could see it. I could see it being escalated to an F1, or I could see it saying that's a common foul, and they didn't see the final clamp down that they look for a lot of times. These are such tough calls. I'm not bailing the officials out, but these are tough calls. You get the right look, and you see where there's a clamp down, and those are two big bodies that come crashing down. The common foul initially called on Adu. Do they walk away from this monitor and escalate it?
Well, they're letting Don Daly put the headset on after Boyar Tadal handed them off, kind of confirm what they're seeing. Been a rough couple of games for Jonas Adu. Remember, he was with the Vols last year. The Vols came into Rupp and beat Calipari's Kentucky team, and he asked him, so how long were you up for? How long were you high for after that win? Like 9-10 days?
Yeah.
And Adu said, yeah, about 9 or 10 days, trying to get his Arkansas players to buy into that, believe it, and come away with the win here on the road at Rupp.
Number 9, flagrant 1. He grabbed it. He pulled it.
You heard the voice of Don Daly. It was one of those where he grabbed and pulled him down.
Yeah, it's an F1, and I have no issue at all with that being the call, walking away there. Good job by Terry Oglesby, Don Daly, Vladimir Voyard-Tadal. A high-pressure game, man.
So 3 fouls now on Adu.
Call's been changed to a flagrant 1. 22 Kentucky to shoot 2 and get the ball.
Yeah, it wasn't the traditional hook and hold, but he did grab him and pull him down.
Yeah, it was more of a hook and a pull down.
Yeah.
And you got to protect players and big bodies like that.
So Williams goes to the free throw line. The kid out of Nottingham, England, who just celebrated his 23rd birthday over the weekend, is having another very big game as he makes that free throw to go to 14 points. He's got 3 assists and 7 rebounds. He's really become the focal point of this offense with Lamont Butler out there. When you talk to Pope about this team, he's like, look, man, we don't have a point guard without Butler. Watch him grab that shirt right there.
Yeah, there's enough there as I look at it again by Adu. And he gets that right arm of Williams right there and pulls down. That's clearly an F1. Free throws and ball out of bounds under.
Yep. And Ivisic gets called, and that's a quick one on Ivisic. And that's one of the things that Calipari's got to be concerned about with the 3 fouls on an ineffective Adu so far. And Ivisic now with a couple.
Williams is such a tough cover. Talking about 22 and white for Kentucky. He plays the point guard spot as the play initiator. He's hard to handle on baseline out of bound under Ravi because he's such a fast athlete for a 6'11" kid.
Trevin Brazil is now going to guard Williams. Almanor step back 3. No good. And Wagner comes up with a rebound.
Kentucky's defense is going to be tested with 12:33 to go. You're down right now. You dug yourself a hole in your home court. You have the chops to get back-to-back stops.
Wagner's got a season high 7 assists. His career high is 10 last year. Brazil steps into an offensive foul.
Brazil just played with that ball way too much. I mean, it wasn't there, and he forced the isolation. A little bit of frustration by Brazil, but this is absolutely the right call. The first contact could have been one. The second call also as well. Finally, they get him for the third. Bam, right through the chest right there. Makes great job by Colin Chandler to hang in there, take the hit, and get the call.
Here we go again. Williams right by Brazil and goes all the way deep into the paint. It's going to be his game for a while with the foul trouble on the big guys, and he knocks it in. He's got 17.
Simple, clean offense by Mark Pope. Put the ball in Williams' hand and let him go to work.
Ivisic is getting ready to check back in. The flagrant 1, the fouls on the big men may be the turning point in the second half for Kentucky. Firo. No, it can't go, and Williams will push it. Away. Williams. No. They had a couple of chances and couldn't convert.
And does Cal slow this thing down right now? Absolutely. Get to the third side of the floor if he can. See if Kentucky will break down defensively. Well, they took a while to get into their action, did they not?
They sure are.
Still not into it.
10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Wagner by Oweh. Tough shot off the window. What a game Wagner is having. In the absence of Boogie Fladd, it may be an opportunity for DJ Wagner to really shine.
Feels like John Calipari realizes Wagner can get to his spot anytime he wants in this game. Play call for Wagner, pretty simple action.
Robinson, that was deflected. It was a kick. Brazil coming out, Ivisic coming in, Jimmy.
Well, here's the problem for Arkansas. His name is Amari Williams, and he is a grown man. He is a load, 6'11", and really good with both hands around the rim, can drive it on you. And the answer for Arkansas in the second half has been DJ Wagner, the former Kentucky Wildcat. Mark Pope said he can get to his spot anytime he wants. That's a problem. this game. Adu Thero rallied with 17 points. Man, he has been a load. Got that free throw line. 8 out of 8 from the charity stripe as well. That Big Z knocking down threes at a high clip right now. And then DJ Wagner all in the second half, 10 points and 7 assists for DJ Wagner. Arkansas very clean with the ball. Wagner has the ball in his hands a lot, and Arkansas only 6 turnovers on the road so far. And, boy, that's 3 big weapons right there.
There's a comfort factor, Alyssa, for those players. And certainly Wagner is showing it.
Certainly, and we were talking to DJ during shoot-around. We said, where does this rank in top games you've ever played in? He said, I don't know, top 3, 1, I don't know.
Yep, top 3 or number 1. Well, he's playing like it tonight. 9-point advantage. They bring Perry back in. He got poked in the eye. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Carr sees it, fires. Look at the rebound offensively for the Kentucky Cats, and Owe can't get it to go. May have been bothered by Avicic, but that's a shot we've seen Owe convert most of this season.
No doubt. I'm not sure Avicic didn't get a piece of it.
Ball fake, Davis, floater, got a good ball fake by a 3-point shooter.
He did that time and time again at Florida Atlantic. The shot fake, a little mid-range pull-up. Really well done, and Arkansas just continues, man, to keep that cushion at 10 or 11.
Yeah, and the crowd is disappearing as far as the noise goes. Owe, Avicic may have got a hand on it. Chandler will fire a high arcing 3. No good. Williams to the floor. Knox gets called. Maury Williams is picking a lot of battles right now, and he ends up on the floor, but he wins them all. 7th foul of Arkansas. Maury Williams, Jimmy, he's got 17 points. He's got 10 rebounds, so another double-double. And you feel like if they're going to come back and win, he's going to be in the middle of everything, given the foul trouble and his ability to score in the paint.
Amari Williams leads this game right now in terms of fouls that he has drawn.
Yeah,
that's the 6th time that this guy has been fouled, more than anybody else in this game. And with an 11-point lead and under 10 to go, John Calipari knows the same thing we're talking about. Can we handle 22 in white right now with foul trouble with my bigs? And Mark Pope knowing that Williams is going to win the isolation plays in this game.
We're doing the same thing to see if he was dragged down again. Mark Pope asked for it. So they're going to the monitor. Sounds like they're looking at the Travis Perry. Remember when Travis Perry was grabbing at his eye? They want to take a look to see it wasn't anything intentional, and it was inadvertent. And this is a big break. Williams is exhausted right now. He's got a 6 double-double and the 30th of his career. And you can tell the multiple responsibilities that he has on the floor and his hard work are beginning to take a toll. He went down to tie a shoe to get himself a couple of extra blows, and this helps. 22 in white.
Yeah, no doubt. What they're looking at is a couple of possessions ago, Travis Perry.
Yeah, got hit in the eye.
He got clipped. And they're seeing if there was excessive unnecessary contact, or was it just a basketball play? Because he's got a pretty good shiner working right now that Kentucky training staff's working on. About 3 possessions ago, as he was coming off of a dribble handoff action, he got smoked right there, just underneath that left eye.
Yeah.
And Mark Pope requested they take a look at it when a guy's eye looks like that. And
it requires the truck to go and find it. You know, it's not like it just happened. It happened a few plays ago.
Yeah,
They got to go and find it. So they look for it to see if the freshman from Eddyville, Kentucky, at 6'1", 188, was just inadvertently hit. Speaking of NBA action and former Cats, how about Tyrese Maxey? The last 3 games, the 76ers guard, former Wildcat, has had 42, 30, and 43 points. Sunday, he gets the Celtics, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Grizzlies to the Bucks at 8:30 Eastern time. That is our NBA doubleheader on Sunday.
Well, they go and look at it, and I think they found the right play and just said it's a common value. Oh, this is it right here. And that's just wrong place, wrong time coming off of that ball screen. A lot of contact. Arkansas trying to blow it up, and Travis Perry right here. Bam. I don't know. It may have been Williams' elbow that got him setting that screen. But a good job by Mark Pope to get the attention and say, hey, at least take a look at it.
11-point Arkansas lead. Williams knocks down the free throw. He's had a good night at the stripe. He is 4 of 5 and 18 points. Any of the statistics jump off the page at you surprisingly? They're all pretty well balanced. The points in the paint for Kentucky, given Williams a bit of a surprise to not shooting as many threes or making as many as you'd expect.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but it's a big deal. Arkansas grabbing only 6 turnovers on the road, and they got 1 point guard, Wagner. That's it. No Boogie Flan, so Wagner handling that ball really clean. And the rest of the Razorbacks are as well.
Yeah, Davis is having one of his better games, and Evicic, that's a goaltend. It hit the window, and Williams then deflected it away.
The longer the game goes, the more pressure mounts on Kentucky. Arkansas comes in at 1-6. Kentucky comes in at 4-3, ranked number 12 in the country.
5 different Razorbacks are now in double figures. The largest lead of the night as we are under 10 minutes to go. They'll try to isolate Williams again. The crowd knows what's coming. So does Evicic.
Yeah.
And boy, Williams just pulls his way in.
Yeah, the crowd knew, Evicic knew, Cal knew, everybody knew. If you're Mark Pope, stay with it. He played in the NBA. NBA coaches will find an isolation and wear it out. I would stick with it if I'm Kentucky.
Wagner sees an opening. Left hand, got it. What a game for DJ Wagner.
And same thing with Cal. He knows DJ Wagner can go by his guy anytime he wants. Man, what a chess match right now between a great guard with Wagner and Amari Williams on the inside for Kentucky.
Robinson a pull-up 2. He finds the bottom.
But you can't trade baskets if you're Kentucky. Do they have the chops to get back-to-back stops?
The crowd is now on its feet trying to help them out. Mark Pope has told us countless times their defense is a work in progress. Thero a pull-up. No good. Crowd wants Williams to dribble that ball down and take Evicic.
Get it back to Williams.
Right? Robinson's 3. Yes, sir! Jackson Robinson the last 5. Just like that, down to 7. Davis, pull up in the paint, no good. Thero battles and wins that battle. Here he comes. And he will go to the free throw line as Carr falls right on top.
And that was all ado Thero, though, to keep that ball alive and then drive the ball out the corner instead of settling for one. Kentucky trying to make a push. Jackson Robinson off that dribble handoff action in Kentucky. Man, they fly off that zoom action, those dribble handoffs. And this is the answer for Mark Pope coming down the stretch. Does Arkansas have an answer for handling the post presence of Williams?
15 years on the Kentucky sideline. I think it was Joe B. Hall. I think it was Hall who said, Cal, it's about a 10-year run here, and then you kind of move on to something else. He spent 15 years here, and there were some glorious highs. Thero doesn't get the roll. One way to stop the booing is to come in here and have your team do what it's doing right now.
Well, a really good switch by Arkansas to take away that downhill drive by Robinson. Now Big Z in a mismatch.
Now Williamson gets a blow. They give it off. Nice pass and right over. Z goes Garrison.
Yes, sir. I say that because, man, in this league, you've got to win those plays at the rim if you're going to be in the hunt.
23,000 fans on their feet. Wagner. Davis with 10. Visic will launch on the money.
Ravi, the closeout just wasn't urgent enough. In the high-level game, what's at stake, and just a little bit of lack of urgency allows Big Z to see a good rim.
Big Z, Big Blue Nation, reminded of that first game with the behind-the-back passes and the three-point shots. Tough matchup here for Brea, the physical hero on him, and here's a turnover. Davis lays it up and in, back to 11.
How about this? Kentucky without their point guard, and turnovers starting to mount.
Brea, that's a quick one, and it's a rebound to Thero, and they will slow it down now with 5 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock.
Yes, slow it down, but stay aggressive. Arkansas already has more points than they've scored in any game this year in SEC play. But now you want to make Kentucky work and get some late clock baskets.
If Visic again, that's short. And they got numbers here with Knox behind. Owe, hard, soft. Garrison, no, he missed an easy one. But he hustled to keep it alive. Oh, what a shot, Almanor with Knox, who's exhausted in his face.
As Kentucky starts to chip away or try to chip away at this Arkansas lead, guys, it was Jackson Robinson in the last Kentucky huddle saying, guys, we're only down 7, which they were at the time. We've been here before. We just have to get a couple stops. Something they emphasized as well, not letting Arkansas get those wide open looks, Jimmy, you were just talking about.
Wagner will draw the foul on Almanor. And Wagner will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
So what did Cal do, Ravi, in that possession? He goes back to his old circle action, but the previous possession, that closeout's just not quite fast enough by Almanor. I know he's only 6'7", but you got to get there a little quicker. But Calipari now going back to that floppy action, circle action that he ran time and time and time again in Rupp. Getting that ball side to side, and initially you get a guy like Wagner catching that thing on the wing, and man, he's got momentum, at least getting himself to the free throw stripe.
Wagner has scored all 12 of his in the second half. He missed the first free throw. Knocks down the second. They got Williams back in for the final push here. Chandler joins him coming off the bench. Almanor halfway down, kept alive, but out of bounds. It was Williams who slapped at it.
Well, that's a good find by Kentucky, though, to lift Almanor up to that 45-degree slot and to find him on the backside. I know I'm kicking a dead horse, but I keep saying, does Kentucky have the chops to get back-to-back stops?
They're going to have to do it on defense. Wagner, Thero dancing in the paint. Williams stopped him. And, oh, he had a chance there. It didn't roll over the rim, but he'll shoot 2. Reminder, Gonzaga St. Mary's follows us right here on ESPN to cap off what has been a sun up to clearly sundown and through the night day of great college basketball. And this may be the game of the day, as Thero has made 9 of his 10, and he missed that one.
But what did Cal do on that possession? He goes to a simple 2-man game with his 2 best downhill drivers, Wagner and Thero. And that 2-man game got Thero a little bit of an angle. I mean, there's such a thing as, are you calling a good game as a coach? Are you play calling the right things? Both of them have been really good. Cal, excellent in the second half with Wagner and Thero finding isolation basketball.
30-second timeout on the floor, 10-point game. Maybe not, but maybe this is the game where he finally gets his team to do what he's wanted them to do. And remind everybody, for those that have been naysayers, I'm not exactly dead yet.
No, this game means more when you can come into Rupp and pull off a win. And how about him honoring Joby Hall when he walked into the arena with a rolled-up program?
Sure.
No, man, he told me last night, sitting right on that bench that he's sitting on tonight, once that game starts, it's all about what's going on between the lines and can I help my guys? And to your point, I think how he has handled the entire trip to Lexington, confident, out shaking hands, going to Dunkin' Donuts this morning, all the things that he's normally done, just has kind of, I think, oozed confidence to his entire team.
Sure.
Over the Arkansas huddle, guys, they're starting to get excited. Coach Cal told his team 4 more minutes. Hang on for 4 more minutes. Confident in running their offense. If they don't see anything, the game plan has been get the ball to a Duthiero and isolation ball. And certainly when it comes to three-point shooting, identify the three-point shooter, don't foul the three-point shooter. You guys have talked about it throughout the night. It's something that got Arkansas into trouble over the last couple of games. So reminding his team about that, but it was something he said last night. Guys, you're going to get to these final 3 minutes. You just have to hang on till you can see the light. Keep battling.
Yeah, that's where some of that experience that Wagner has and Thiero has can pay big dividends. Wagner's been so solid in this second half. Chandler getting a lot of run here. We haven't seen Trent Noah in this game.
I mean, Kentucky goes zone for the first time. They're just trying to change the game right now with 3:40 to go.
Davis penetrates and gets it over the hands of Owe. Thiero. Wow. Oh my goodness, what an acrobatic play.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Arkansas starting to feel it. Ivisic was losing his mind after he witnessed that play. Davis had a huge smile on his face. He's getting down to it with 3 minutes to go. Chandler trying to wrap it around. That's another turnover.
John Calipari in his career has had a knack when he's backed into a corner to pull one off and get his team going in the right direction. He's 3 minutes away from doing it right now in Rupp Arena. That last play by Thiero was spectacular.
21 points to lead the way. Wagner trying to take advantage of Chandler, and he gets the floater to go. And my goodness, is Arkansas now putting it on Kentucky. Up 14. Williams dunked, that failed, and that's the night in a nutshell for the Wildcats.
Wagner has taken the ball anytime, anywhere he wants to go in this game.
15 points, all of them in the second half for DJ Wagner.
Right, if you're Kentucky defensively, you're just not ready for that championship level yet. I mean, they've given, Arkansas has scored 87. They came in averaging 64.
Chandler will foul Davis. 2 minutes, and the Kentucky faithful that came with all sorts of anticipation and ideas in their head as to how this night was going to turn out are beginning to head for the exits.
Look at this play by Thiero, the power that this kid plays with, but the athleticism and the agility at the rim. A great find by Wagner, who just has not turned that ball over. Only 6 turnovers for Arkansas on the road, not allowing Kentucky to get out in transition.
Wagner too strong. They got to go, and they got to score a lot in a little time. Richmond, a fresh body into the game. And another turnover for Kentucky. Been a very big part of the story tonight. 13 turnovers in the game.
Revy, what a story, a movie that we have watched unfold tonight. From an hour before tip, this Rupp Arena was waiting for Cal to walk in. And this thing was off the charts at tip, and Arkansas from the get-go just not only would not go away, they now started to run away with 1:25 to go.
Sure have.
No one saw this coming, maybe with the exception of John Calipari. He was so good and relaxed and confident last night in terms of where he is at Arkansas. He had a great job here at Kentucky, left to take another great job, but man, has he touched all the right buttons tonight with his kids on both ends of the floor. What a story had unfolded the last 2 hours in this building.
Think about the former players, because as both Cal and Pope will tell you, I want player-driven teams. The former Wildcats in this game: Thiero 21, Wagner 15, Ivisic 14. A day of surprises. None comes close to what Arkansas is going to pull off here at Rupp Arena tonight. And Visage took his eye off it. That's a mistake. Calipari will talk to him.
Well, if you're Arkansas, you got to finish the thing off. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen before at all levels of basketball. But if you're Arkansas, you don't celebrate yet. You need one more stop to lock this thing up for sure. And what an eerie, odd feeling, man, to see. I've never seen Rupp like this before in my 25 years of coming here. And to see fans leaving right now with 1:06 to go, quietly leaving, and John Calipari.
There's a place he's looking for, and I'm not sure he was looking for it. I think a little pushing down there in front of that bench. Couldn't tell who was involved. I see Richmond there being dragged away. Williams stepping away. Mark Pope, who's seen his team get in some of these, he's always the first guy out there to make sure that cooler heads prevail. You see, it's Amari Williams right there, and he's banged into by, is that Richmond who walked by him maybe?
Yeah, maybe, I think it's Nelly Davis maybe walked into him right here.
Yeah, there you go.
They come back and start John. Ronnie Brewer Jr. tries to separate it, and it just keeps going, talking, and continues to escalate. It has been a hot, intense building for the last 3 hours.
We started to talk about vindication because there have been a number of sort of anonymous, which is never a good thing, but anonymous coaches who said the pieces don't fit, then Cal doesn't make adjustments, and he's not willing to change. And I think there was this pretty steady belief in the players, because he certainly echoed that to us, Jimmy, and the times we've seen him, and earlier today and you last night. Like, the one thing that hasn't happened in the 1-6 start in the SEC, players haven't given up. A lot of times you go 1-6 and it splinters, no doubt. This piece of wood has stayed together,
and he was awfully proud of that. And he's like, I got good guys, man. I'm losing with good guys. And if you're a former coach, you understand the importance of that. But he has brought his team to Lexington and filled them with supreme confidence that they can come in here and win. And he told his guys last night, wins in here by the opponent mean more than any other place you're going to go. And you got a special opportunity tomorrow night, and they're 1:06 away from finishing this thing off.
Was the shooting of Arkansas 62% second half, 57 from 3. More about the shooting, or is Kentucky, should they be more concerned about their defense allowing them to shoot?
Yeah, if there's a surprise in the night, it's Arkansas going 13 for 25 from the three-point line. That's just not who they've been all year, but Kentucky's defense gave them good looks early. It fed them confidence, and as a result, you're down 12 with 1:06 to go.
Visage leads the way with 4 of those 13 threes. And Davis has had back-to-back good games. Remember, Janelle Davis, or Nelly Davis, he's got 18 points tonight. And last year he shot 48% from the field. This year it was down to 37. The three-point shooting has fallen off dramatically. But again, one of the things that Cal harped on is he's getting better and feeling better. And there they are again, the 3 that followed the coach from Kentucky.
But you knew they were going to come in with a great focus. And Alyssa and I talked to DJ Wagner today for about 10 minutes after the shoot-around. And he was confident. He wasn't cocky. He talked about how he loves this arena, how much this Rupp Arena has meant to his career.
And Visage was talking about missing some ribs at his favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
He's just going crazy. Like, that's the one thing I miss amongst many, but one is that the ribs I used to have at this particular restaurant, and he hasn't been back, didn't go back on this trip, but 50 points from those 3 guys, and then more points when you consider the assists.
Yeah, it's not just John Calipari and his staff handling the environment and the situation. Is those 3 players, and man, did they step up.
You got to remember, Cal has talked about the fact that were it not for a John Wall buzzer beater, the 54-game win streak to start in his first game, he would have been 0-1. But it went in, and that led to a 54-game win streak to start.
And he talked about the game against North Carolina and the block shot. Anthony Davis came out of nowhere. The John Wall buzzer beater. Let's see what's going on here.
Rupp Arena has been very, very good to John Calipari, and here he is now as a visitor for the first time with a chance to pull off a massive upset. An unranked Arkansas team with one win in conference against a Kentucky team that has been so sound, especially at home. The turnovers have hurt him. Maybe the Lamont Butler absence tonight is playing into it. He certainly hung that banner there, the 2012 NCAA champion. You could argue with a couple of buzzer-beating shots.
Fouls on Arkansas, number 1 and number 24. 1 technical foul on Kentucky, number 22. 2 of them will offset. Kentucky will shoot 2 shots, and Kentucky will have the ball.
Davis and Richmond each get a technical, and Williams gets 1 for Kentucky.
Yeah, the foul on 24 red is the reason why it's going to be Kentucky with 2 free throws and the ball out of bounds. Again, I said this game's not over. Arkansas has got to finish it off, and the door is cracked just a little bit right here now.
Because you get the free throws and the ball, and Robinson's too strong with the free throw. They have missed 4 of them now in the second half. Oh boy. Yeah. So the dunk missed by Williams late, and then Jackson Robinson misses 2 free throws. So it stays at 12. Could have been obviously 10, and with the ball.
Well, the ability of Arkansas to take care of that basketball in the Rupp Arena. The turnovers are doubled up. Kentucky was turned over 14 times in this game. Arkansas only 7.
They run the play for Robinson, but Williams will slam it home with no defense. It's a 10-point game. Don't they have to foul?
Well, if they have any chance to come back. If not, this 10-point game is over.
Why aren't they fouling? I'm shocked here. They're down by 10 with less than a minute to go.
I mean, you have no chance. You have very little chance anyways, but I mean, Mark Pope just decided to
let him go.
Play this thing out.
Wagner, pretty play, left hand. He's been outstanding and carried him in the second half. All 17 of his points in the second half.
You had no chance, Ravi, if you didn't foul. The slim chance anyways, but this is all about Arkansas tonight. They came in prepared, confidence. They avoided the noise. They put a bubble over themselves in that huddle. And, man, did they get outstanding performances by 3 former Kentucky Wildcats.
A total team effort. Coach Calipari comes back to Rupp and rocks the house with a win. 89-79. Arkansas beats Pope and the Cats.